As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video. We're back in the kitchen here on the homestead, and as you guys know, we're at the end of summer, right? We've got tons of vegetables coming in from the garden, and this is the time of year where I'm constantly preserving and thinking of ways to use up the vegetables in the harvest so that they don't go bad. One of the things that did really well in our garden this year was zucchini. So I took a bunch of that zucchini and I sliced it and diced it up, and I froze it so that we have it for, you know, the winter season. And I still have some fresh zucchini coming in from the garden as well. So I figured that I would take you guys along today while I make a delicious and crazy simple zucchini soup recipe. And with this soup today, I'm just gonna do a simple French bread to go along with it and turn that into garlic bread. So as always, the complete recipe will be in the description box of this video, so make sure you guys check that out. Today, it's gonna look like I've got bigger amounts of each ingredient, and that's because I'm doubling this recipe. You guys have seen on a lot of my videos like this, I usually always double and triple recipes because we like to have leftovers. Holla, who doesn't like leftovers, right? Busy mom, homeschool mom. I love it when I've got leftovers in the fridge for a quick lunch the next day, and especially for Joe to be able to take those to work with him. So if you guys give this recipe a try, give me some comments below. Let me know how it turned out for you, and also the French bread recipe. Today I'll be making 2 loaves of French bread, and that is because I like to make extra, and I freeze them and put them in the freezer so that I've got that there on hand for another meal at another time. I will also link any of the supplies that I've used in today's video in the description if you guys want to check those out from Amazon and support our channel. Without further ado, let's get to it, you guys, and make this delicious zucchini soup with homemade garlic bread. I wanted to mention really quickly, because I'm sure that I'll probably get some comments in the comment section about my eye. I don't know if you can see that, but I actually whacked myself in the face with a pair of needle nose pliers the other day. Joe and I have been working on a Polaris upgrade video for you guys. We're doing some fun things to the Polaris Ranger that we just bought, getting it more Alaska ready for when we move up there. And he was asking for the pliers off of the ground, and I picked him up and I was dangling them in his face, and I'm like, do you want them? Do you want them? Do you want them? You know how, you guys know how I am. And he goes to grab them, and I was pulling and he was pulling, and it happened so fast. He let go and it was like whack. Pliers hit me right in the eye here. I don't know if you can see that. It was bleeding, and I tried to put makeup on it today to cover up my black eye, but that's as good as it gets. So I just wanted to put that out there so you guys don't think anything is wrong. You know, just me whacking myself in the face with some pliers. All right, so you guys can check out the description of this video for the full recipe for this soup and also the French bread. But today we're going to be using zucchini, obviously. I have a mixture of fresh zucchini from the garden and also some zucchini that I harvested previously and froze it, and I thawed it out today for this recipe. Doesn't really matter what kind you use, you're just going to need some zucchini, some olive oil, some minced garlic, some onions chopped up, a little bit of butter, some salt and pepper, and then you're also going to need some stock. Beef or chicken, doesn't really matter. If you want to learn how to make your own homemade stock, check out this link here for a quick recipe on how to do that. Guys, if you've never frozen zucchini or really any vegetables, cauliflower and things like that, and you'd like to do that to preserve, I have a video that I'm going to link right here on how I freeze cauliflower, and really this is the same for pretty much most of my vegetables from the garden. So you want to give them a quick blanch in some boiling water. It's very helpful if you spread all of your veggies out on a cookie sheet and let them freeze that way individually. And that way when you add them to a container or a big Ziploc baggie like this one, as you can see, they're all frozen separately, so you don't end up with just this huge block of frozen zucchini. They're just individually frozen, really easy to grab a handful for a recipe. So make sure you freeze them on a cookie sheet by themselves first. All right, you guys, so now that this is done heating up good and all the zucchini is nice and soft, all we're gonna do is add this in batches to our blender, and we're gonna puree it up and add it back to this pot, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, so at this point, you can either leave your soup pureed just like we did, or you can chop up some smaller chunks of zucchini like I did here to add back to the pot. My family doesn't like just a straight pureed soup, so we like a little bit of chunkiness in there, so that's why I'm doing this, but that's totally optional. And all I'm doing here is I've melted a little bit of butter with some garlic powder, a little bit of sea salt, and some fine dehydrated parsley. And I'm gonna brush this on my bread to make garlic bread. Now you can grate up some mozzarella cheese and make a yummy cheesy bread if you want to. I do that quite often, but tonight I'm gonna keep it simple and just do a nice garlic bread with our soup. After this, all you're gonna do is pop the bread into the oven on your broiler setting for 3 to 5 minutes, just depending on how crunchy you like your garlic bread. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that super quick video on how to make zucchini soup and some homemade garlic bread. It is really yummy. It's a great way to use up all the zucchini, and you saw how easy that was. You just cook it all in the pan, put it in the blender, and there you go. And like I said, we like ours a little bit chunkier, but you don't have to add the chunky zucchini at the end. You can just blend it all up in the blender and add it back to the pan that way. It's just whatever your personal preference is. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I hope that you will stay around and subscribe. I enjoy this time with you guys here in the kitchen and on the homestead with every video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you guys very soon. Wrong. Just, you know, just me whacking myself in the face with this. You can just blat it. Blat it? What language is that? You can just